could have been done. Two, knowing that we had 11 squadrons, 10, 11 squadrons against the single Sabre squadron, I think it should have been realized by higher headquarters, both in the Army and the Air Force, right, and the Army particularly, that air superiority in that area was a given. Whether in 2 hours or 4 hours or 1 day, we would win total command of the air very quickly because the Pakistanis just couldn't last that long. In which case, why didn't they plan together? And it's a question that I'm writing in a chapter and I'm asking these questions. Why didn't they plan for more indirect moves, more helicopters, more bridging equipment, so that even 33 and 2 Corps could move faster than they did actually? I mean, it's 4 Corps which took the initiative, and then 101 Com Zone, as you said, through 2 Para, which also rushed across because of the opportunity that they got to rush to Dhaka. But between 33 and 2 Corps, what did they? I mean, they were stuck at Hilli and other places in frontal battles, trying to attrition battles. Why didn't they look for these kind of opportunities like Sagat did? That's where I bring, commanders who understand air, like Sagat himself was a paratrooper, that. He commanded 50 Para Brigade during the Goa operations in 1961. So he knew the Air Force, or he had dealt with it or understood it well, and he was smart, very intelligent guy. And that is why he grabbed even those 11 helicopters, Mi-4s. As soon as air superiority was achieved and helicopters could operate freely, he grabbed and jumped across all over, across the Meghna and went beyond. I mean, you must have read somewhere that Sagat was actually chastised by his own army commander, General Arora, that his mission was not to go to the west bank of Meghna. And he turned around and I read his statement much later somewhere, that where he said, Jaggi, I'm a corps commander. I will take an opportunity if I can get. I've given you the West Bank and beyond, be happy with it. That's how a leader works. So I'm sure a higher headquarters should have thought of it, but I suspect unless we have more integration, more, shall I say, exchanges, where the Army understands the Air Force and air power better, and the Air Force understands the Army needs a little better, we'd never be able to make out a joint. Yesterday I was mentioning to joint plan actually, and yesterday I was mentioning when I was talking privately to Sergeant Rao, that in my opinion, joint planning is the first step. And I'm sorry to say, if I may give you an example, which I read about again much later as I grew up in service, that in October, around October, there was a meeting in Army headquarters with General Manik Shaw and all the other Chiefs of Staff Committee. And until then, at least, and even General Dekab writes that even till the start of the war, Dhaka was never our objective. It was only to liberate a large portion of East Pakistan where we could install a Bengali or Bangladeshi government and send the refugees home. Now, having known that we were going to win air superiority very rapidly, why wasn't Dhaka an objective? How come, we say, all right, we're not going to hit Dhaka. We should have planned on rushing to Dhaka from all over, which is the center of gravity. Similarly, having known that air superiority is a given, at Army headquarters, why didn't we plan for more helicopters, more bridging, more whatever? So I was talking about this particular meeting in Chiefs of Staff Committee meeting, where General Manik Shaw was presiding, and I read about it, where the Air Force presented its plans, the Navy presented its plans, and General Manik Shaw was supposed to have got up and said, all right, gentlemen, I think we have everything in order. And it was Air Marshal Malse, who was Air Officer in charge of maintenance, who stood up and said, very smiling, and he pulled his leg and said, sir, okay, so where are the Army plans? You got the Air Force and the Navy plans, but what about the Army plans? But General Manik Shaw was very quick on his feet, and you know that. So when he said, oh, how do we forget that? We'll have it tomorrow. Now, the point is not that different plans. We should have made the plan together, right from the beginning, so that everybody brings their capabilities to the table and we figure out, I have to do this. This is my objective. Now, who can do it better for me? Can the Navy, Marines or frogmen do it better for me? Or the Army commanders can do it better for me? Or will the Air Force be able to do it for me? I don't know. So, you got to sit there and bring all your capabilities to the table and then mesh it together to say, this is how we're going to work. So while the cooperation was much better in 71, I am actually writing in my book and chapter that it was not really perfect. It could have been much better. And we have to learn from it. We must move on and learn.
Correct,
I
sir.
hope
Thank
that
you.
satisfies.
No, first class. I'll tell you why I asked you this question, because you were a flight lieutenant and I was a second lieutenant.
I was a flying officer, not even a flight lieutenant.
Flying officer. Okay, you were a flying officer. I was a second lieutenant. But I happened to meet General Jacob later, and in fact, the book which he has written, Surrender, at
Surrender at
Dhaka.
Dhaka.
Yes, and the other one is Odyssey in War and Peace. I happened to be posted in Army headquarters, so he had called me home, and I initially went through a part of his manuscript. And having
Right.
commanded the brigade, when I did a little introspection, I realized what you said is we need more integrated synergy between the Army and the Air Force in the initial plans itself.
Yep.
I had asked him a question. He was very senior and I was very junior, but I just brought out 2 points. I said, sir, one is, what was our long-term interdiction plan? Because as you know, Pakistan had only one squadron, 14 squadron. It could have been knocked out in no time. And had we done a proper long-term interdiction plan with a lesser emphasis on short-term interdiction, maybe we could have got better air superiority or dominance. That is point number one. Point number two is, like 30 squadron had been.
Just let me ask you this: what do you mean long-term and longer-term interdiction, and which would have given her air? Just explain that to me, please.
I'll tell you, sir. In the case of a long-term interdiction, where we deny Pakistan the capability of moving its reserves on ground, also knocking out its air force by knocking out their runways and all alternate runways, including in Jessore, we could have crippled them right from day one itself. So, because as it is, their air effort had been brought down, but as you very correctly said, our initial objective was not Dhaka. Even when we captured Jessore, we were initially given the instructions that we might have to hold on there, but the goalpost shifted. And the initial plan was to ask the UN to come in, after Indira Gandhi had declared Bangladesh as a new nation. But the goalpost changed and we swung down towards Khulna. But the point which you brought out is very good. 2 corps, my corps never got enough air effort which should have been given there. Similarly, even 20 days, the Battle of Hilli, which you correctly brought out, we could have, done an overkill there. So that probably you may like to bring out in your book, because these are lessons for posterity to come out, that when you have the capability, why not? Before you switch squadrons from the Eastern Front to the Western Front, like 30 squadron was switched out. And similarly, some other squadrons from the Northeastern Front. So my only question was that, yes, one is the goalpost shifted and then Dhaka became the center of gravity to be taken. Similarly, in our case, if we had more effort planned out by the advanced headquarters with General Jacob, probably Siramani and Khulna would have fallen much earlier. That was my point, sir.
Possible. But I would say that the air effort available was far more. I mean, I know friends like Sunit Soros, who you talked to last time, right? Yes. Don Lazarus was my neighbor. Roy Massey and I served together later, and so I've known all these guys very, very well. In my reading or my talks with them came to the same thing. We were sitting on the ground in Hasimana because we didn't have any demands. We had effort, but no one was asking for it. Similarly, there was Nat squadron there, 22. There was 14 squadron there, 38 moved out. 2-1 in Soos was there, 3 squadrons supporting 2 corps. Yeah. Didn't utilize them adequately. They didn't. 2 corps never asked the Sioux squadron. I mean, later, after the war, I flew the Su-7. Incidentally, I converted on the Su-7, and then I realized that there was a built-in camera there, and we used to do the recce regularly. And I remember, being sent on a mission as a young flight lieutenant on Su-7 to find tanks in a particular area, and I brought back that whole photograph and marked all the tanks over there. So, 2 corps never asked the Sioux to do any recce for them, except on the last, I think on the 2nd or 3rd or 4th of December. 1 or 2. So why didn't we utilize to gather intelligence first to know which targets to hit? So Jacob, I mean, as Chief of Staff or the CNC General Aurora, you're right. They should have asked. He said, I want to hit the rail yard at Khulna first. I don't know, whichever. Maybe I want to hit the junction at Maiman Singh, which is coming in my way, which is going to bring in supplies or whatever. And I want to hit this tank harbor. I want to hit this. The efforts would have gladly done it because we had the effort. But I think there was no. Half the time we don't talk to each other. I'm so sorry. The silos. Everybody thinks they know it all, and therefore, I mean, even today between you and me, Ajit, I'm sorry to say this. The way we are planning the theatre commands, it is all a question of who's the boss. Nobody is thinking of how it's going to work. You understand? I'm saying first get the people trained, so that they know each other's capabilities well, they know how to joint plan together, and then slowly move towards joint command. Like the Canadian Air Forces don't have the Air Force separately. They all one command basically, or one unit, one combat force. But even then, they have problems, because of this cross-service training, cross-service understanding. So we need to do a lot more in that area.
I agree with you. Thank you very much, sir. Excellent.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks to both of you for deep insight into this aspect of the issue. And is there anybody else who would like to? Yeah. One, sir, Sergeant C.P. Singh, now working as a Deputy Director General. Worked as a Deputy Director General in the National Highways. Would like to, I think, ask a question. Yes.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Sir, good morning.
Singh,
sir, good morning.
Morning, CP Singh. Go ahead.
Sir, we are proud of you. हमें आप पर फक्र है सर. आपने भारतीय वायुसेना में रहते हुए you took your risk and you had a first shoot.
आपके बिना मैं कर नहीं सकता था. अगर आप नहीं होते, जहाज नहीं सर्व करते, तो मैं क्या करता? ये टीम वर्क होता है. हाँ, सीपी सिंह, ये टीम वर्क होता है, सब साथ में काम करते. कल मैं सार्जेंट राव को भी बता रहा था यही कि बिना टीम के कोई काम नहीं होता. मैं चीफी चौधरी का कितनी बार मेंशन करता हूँ, इसीलिए क्योंकि अगर वो नहीं होते और वो सर्विस नहीं करते जहाज बराबर से और मेरे को 291 नहीं देते, तो मे बी वो कहानी अलग हो जाती पूरी.
Sir, we must clap for this.
Sir, I say whole Air Force, whole country is proud of our heroes pilots, including you, sir.
Thank you, but we are proud of the entire service.
No doubt.
Not individuals.
Sir, एक question है, sir. I have one more question.
बोलिए.
Sir, our Air Force personnel officers, airmen, warrant officer, army officers, personnel have been awarded Paramveer Chakra, Mahavir Chakra, Veer Chakra, PVSM, AVSM, and VSM and other gallantry awards. Sir, we feel that Bharat Ratna should also be awarded to our war warriors. Bharat Ratna have been awarded to distinguished singers, musicians. I want your opinion on this point, sir.
I totally agree with you, but unfortunately, I think for that, if you notice, there'll have to be a revolution in our social awareness. Not just political awareness, I'm talking about social awareness. The society as a whole must first start respecting its warriors. Now, let me give you a small example from the US, where I traveled extensively because my family was there and everything was there. Everybody was there. You please look at Obama's statements. President Biden the other day went to Arlington, and he was standing there saluting at the Arlington Cemetery, where all the martyrs are, where the veterans are buried. Right? He was saluting. Senator Bernie Sanders, just a week ago, I saw his statement on TV, where he said, if the US can spend $2 trillion in Afghanistan over 20 years in a war, don't tell me that you don't have money to look after the veterans when they come home. You understand? So that is the kind of, the ethos or how they respect their military and veterans. I was there in 2017. I mean, I've been there for many years in the US. I worked there for 3-4 years. In 2017, on a hunch, I was renting a car and traveling around the US and going around. One moment. Somebody is speaking in between.
Please.
Please mute yourself. And let me just
mute
finish.
yourself, sir. Yes, sir.
So 2017, I was renting a car from a rental agency called Enterprise, because I always rent a car and just, instead of borrowing it from my brother or sister or whatever, why burn up their car? Just rent a car, is not very expensive, and drive wherever you want to go. Then I was traveling around the US. After the papers were almost signed by this Enterprise car rental, and on a hunch, I just asked him, I said, well, don't you have a discount for veterans? He said, of course, sir. Are you a veteran? 10% off straight away. I said, no, I'm from India, not from US. He said, doesn't matter. He said, doesn't matter, you're a veteran. He didn't even say, show me your ID card. He said, I take your word, you're a veteran,
Great.
10% off. This is what you please ask India, veteran, anything. I mean, this is a social.
Nothing.
It's an outlook. So unless that outlook changes, you're not going to get Bharat Ratnas. You're not going to keep giving yourself PVSMs, AVSMs, and be satisfied with that. You won't get more than that. I'm just saying, the whole environment has to change, where people realize what. So towards that end, now I'm running out of battery, so I'm going to close in the next 2 minutes. Towards that end, I think you're making a great effort when you put these videos, etc., on YouTube, and I hope young people watch it so that the next generation actually realizes. We got to propagate this more. Okay. So quickly, because my battery is running down, I think, and I'll have to get off.
Sir.
And we've been more than.
So anybody? Yeah, anybody?
No, sir. Social.
Okay, thank you very much.
Only one at a time. Others can mute.
Thank you.
Whoever wants to speak, they can unmute and speak. Sir, time is very less. Yeah. Okay, sir. Thank you. Anybody?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Naidu garu. Okay. Okay, Naidu garu. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So good afternoon to everybody. We are very, very proud to listen to Air Marshal Masan, Brigadier Apte, and others. I would like to say that we are planning for a meeting of all the most of the Air Warriors awardees at Tirupati, probably in June. So I would like to take this opportunity to invite you all and participate in that meeting. And as you were telling, it may come out that most of the people, we may become relatives, friends, and things like that, and we may meet here to discuss our own earlier conveniences. So I would like to, that is my small request, I close it. And Mr. Masan was speaking, I have a total recollection of my stay at Nagar, that is in Kumbhigram and places. And his explanation of the air dogfight was just a reel running through the mind, and it was a never expected thing. And for people, I worked in Tufanis, vampires, mix, and nats. So only I know how to see them off and receive and prepare them for war, next sortie. But I don't know what they do when they take off in the air. No, I am very much thankful to Mr. Masan that he has given me the total narration and real dogfight. It was just a very sincere and exciting drama before us. I thank everyone, and at the same time, I invite everyone to participate in the gathering, which I would like to conduct with the help of our Sergeant Rao and Warrant Officer Pathak. That's all, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Nandkumar. Thank you very much. And let me tell you, I wish you had served with me, because in a MiG-29 and other squadrons, I used to fly my men with me whenever I could in the trailer. When there's an empty trailer going, my technicians used to fly. No problems. Come in the trailer and watch, because this is what you do. You service the aircraft, watch how we do. And I remember one technical officer, Roy, I must mention his name, in 28th Squadron, young pilot officer, he came to me. And another... Samir Borade, who became an AVM. These two guys must have flown 30, 40 missions, 50 missions in the trainer in my time. Whenever the trainer was going empty, we didn't have a pilot, he'll jump in. I say, okay. Yes. It's not that we gave them special trips, but the trainer was going for a sortie. They would say, come, we go. In the war, you won't believe it. I was a trainer captain and we were going to Dhaka and we called it the Dhaka Express, the trainer. I said, anybody wants to come, come. I've got an empty seat. I'll take you to Dhaka and show you. So we should take people like that. I've known army guys. Army guy came. I was sitting in Jaisalmer, I remember, in Pokhran or Jaisalmer, firing at Pokhran. One army major came and said, didn't know him from Adam. Said, always wanted to fly and see what you guys do. I said, come, sit in the trainer. We'll go and drop some bombs. But I will not waste a sortie. I will do some mission. But sit and watch. Not a problem. I mean, it's not my personal mission. Yeah. Why shouldn't you fly whenever we can? I mean, not waste the effort whenever we can give you that, seat. Anyway, all right. So, last question because my battery is almost dead. I think I'll suddenly go off otherwise. Sandrao.
Okay.
Last
question. Anybody? I think we'll give chance to our Jedula Pathak sir.
All right.
The last question. Pathak sir.
Okay.
Please unmute yourself and speak, sir.
Yeah. It was a wonderful meeting. It was a wonderful meeting. We are very much thankful to Masan sir having given us so much of time. And I think he has satisfied everybody, those who asked the questions. And such meeting, I will never forget in my life, sir. And I am repenting during service why I did not meet officer like you.
No, we couldn't.
Of course,
Destiny will meet now.
Of course, we say it is never.
Yeah, we are meeting. We are going to meet.
It is,
yes.
And going to meet now again and again. Yeah. Because these things what you told that when the seat was going empty in a trainer, you took even your technical staff. This is something unbelievable, sir.
I remember there was a sergeant.
That's why I am telling, sir, why I was rather unlucky in service because I did not meet officer like you.
Oh my God!
No, really, sir.
I'm sure there are many. No. I'm not an exception. There are many like me. I learned it from my seniors.
Sir, tell you frankly, I have not even seen one case where they have taken airman in a trainer seat. Not even one in my complete life of 21 years of service.
Amazing.
And out of that, at least 12 years or 13 years I have spent in squadrons, Hunter Squadron and Sukhoi Squadron. Anyway, all the best for you and
thank you.
We enjoy so much talking to you. I will keep on troubling you and talking to you off and on.
No problems.
It will depend on your convenience, sir. You are always free to reject my call also.
No. Don't worry. I will not do that. Thank you.
Thank you very much on behalf of.
Thank you. All right.
So. Thank you all, sir. Thank you. I think since time is running out.
Namaskar,
sir, on behalf of all. So thank you so much, sir.
Namaskar and Jayan.
Masan, sir.
All the best, sir, and let us get all the fresh news about you. I want you to again. I want to see you fly latest.
I wish.
I want to be there.
Thank you.
Wish you all the best.
And
Pathak sir, this is Group Captain
we
Das.
must all be thankful.
Oh, DK Das has come.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Come late.
Can I interject for 2 minutes?
Sure,
definitely, sir. You are most welcome.
Yeah, sir. Welcome, sir.
Okay.
Sir, welcome, sir.
All that I want to say is, if you listen to Harish Masan in his air-to-air combat, he shot down one aircraft at very close range of about 100 yards.
Yes,
and
sir.
He flew through the debris. So
Yes, sir.
that reminds me of another incident similar to this one during 1965.
Yes,
where at that time Flying Officer V.K. Neb fired through the Sabre and flew through the debris at about 200 meters.
Okay.
The similarities, and this also, here also, Neb was a formation you can
Lele.
say,
With Lele, yes.
in that melee. So this is what I wanted to say. In 65 war, Neb did this, and in 71 war, Mason did this. The two similarities.
It's just a question of fate, I think. Happened to be there.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
And you can check up with Neb, sir.
No, Neb, I know very well. We served together. I've been with him, Hasimara. I've been with him. I mean, I've heard all the stories.
I know. So that is why 65 war and 71, and I took a picture of Neb and Rathor. These are the two VRCs with the hunter.
Same engagement.
Me in between.
Wow.
But in 71 war, I got my VRC. Battle of Longewala. Anyway.
Longewala, yes. So, it's famous.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, Masan Saab, if I'm not mistaken, when I left service in 87, you took over from me as Kalaikunda. Am I correct?
No. I've never been posted to Kalaikunda. Just operated. 87 as commanding 28th Squadron in Pune.
Oh, I see.
So it must be somebody else. But sir, we know about you. I mean, it's not that we don't know your exploits. I've also read through Longewala, Mini Bawa, Dawn Conquest, and all your leaders. Ramesh Gosain. I mean, I've heard all the stories. So, thank you. And I've written about Longewala somewhere. Someday I'll share it.
God bless.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you. Very kind.
No. Thank you, sir. I'll be happy to say that while Air Marshal Masan sir was shooting that Sabre on 4th, on 5th, our group captain Das Saab was firing all the tanks, Pakistani tanks in Longewala on 5th morning. So, sir, we will be eagerly waiting for you to come on the call. Because of your health, we have been waiting. So it will be fortunate for us to have you on the call in due course, sir. Das sir. To know your story directly from you.
That will not be a problem.
So nice of you, sir. Great coincidence. Today we have so many Veer Chakra holders on the call. It's a great pleasure. And it's really inspiring to hear all the stories of valor and all the other things. So I wrap up this call by saying a lot of thanks and to our Air Marshal Masan sir, Group Captain Das sir, Brigadier Apte sir, and Wing Commander Kawatra sir, and all Wing Commander Karnik sir, and all other air warriors to Balinga sir, to make this program a grand success. And God bless you, sir, with all the health and wealth and all the things to come, Masan sir. So we are eagerly waiting for June 27 to conduct the physical meeting of all the warriors. So depending upon the corona thing. So thank you for accepting, sir. And I intimate to all the members that our Masan sir also agreed to come.
I may not be available for the June, but definitely I'll be available in July.
Hello. Available for?
He said he'll be available in July.
Sir, sorry, can you check?
July.
Okay. Right. We'll see, sir. As the corona thing is also coming up. So we will fix it up, sir. No issue. Depending upon the other things. So thank you, sir. Thanks all of you for making joining the call and making it a grand success.
Back
again.
Leaving now.
All the best, sir. All the best.
Namaskar and Jai Hind again.
Namaskar, sir.
All right, I'm going.
Okay, sir. All the best.
Okay, good day, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
So kind of you, sir. So kind of you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Right. Naidu Garu. Then Nanda Kumar Saab. Then Sen Gupta, sir. Keshwaraji. And I'll say that I am going to share the record on this thing. So nobody will miss it. So if my number is, I know most of the note, 829 777 551. If somebody wants to contact me, if somebody is not in the group, I repeat once again, 829 777 551. So we are also posting directly on YouTube. All the previous recordings are available on the YouTube under TBR the Unstoppable. TBR the Unstoppable. So all the records are available. Anybody would like to watch, they can directly go to YouTube, but they are Unstoppable, and start looking at this Wing Commander. Air Commodore Kurivla sir, then Air Commodore Bhargava sir. Last time Air Marshal Karyappa. Everybody's recordings are available on YouTube. Just for information, sir. Yes, 829 777 551. So thank you, sir. I'm ex-Sergeant Rao. Thank you for all the Air Warriors for joining the call and making grand success. So now we have another hero coming back for next week. That is Wing Commander Gahlawat, sir. Same time next week by another Veer Chakra holder, Wing Commander Gahlawat. So expecting you all to come on the call and again make it a grand success and paying a lot of respect and honor to the our war heroes. So thank you, sir. I'm signing off with this.
Thank you, Rao sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sir, thank you, Rao sir.
Thank you, Pathak sir.
Thank you, Rao sir.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, Rao garu.
Thank you. So I thank all our other people, youngsters, and our managers from different across the country for joining today's call. So all the
Thank you,
people,
sir.
in fact, our so many today is the, I think gathering of more than 60 people, record of its own kind. So I feel very happy for participation of all our other staff members also on the call.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Pathak sir and
Anybody
Rao
would like
sir,
to?
thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Nandakumar.
Thank you, Pathak sir. Thank you, Pathak sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Varunan sir, thank you so much.
I think now, in fact, we forgot it today. I think we were to pay homage to one of our air warriors, like